Formerly Great Britain, the land of the Magna Carta, the birthplace of the individual and the liberal rights they were endowed with, and currently a place where you can get nearly a year behind bars for the crime of having a memory. We've officially hit the point where referencing grooming gangs makes you more dangerous as an enemy of the state than the actual gangs themselves. It's a remarkable piece of legislative magic. The government imports a massive demographic that decides child abuse is a cultural perk. And when you point at the fire, they arrest you for inciting warmth. I'm talking, in this case, about a bare-knuckles fighter who had the audacity to state that imported Packies who compromised the euphemistically put grooming gangs, more like grape gangs, because consent was never on the menu. He called them Muslims who worship the Prophet Muhammad and that they committed these atrocities. And for this, for stating the truth, he received a prison sentence for inciting hatred from a magistrate, since jury trials for lesser crimes have been abolished. Question. Hypothetically, what if he had made the comment that young white girls being raped by Muslim grooming gangs was in fact a net benefit to England? Would the same laws apply? Something to stew on. Now, to be measured, because my Google overlords love a bit of balanced perspective, the Labor government will tell you they're just clearing out the backlog because they've got 80,000 cases sitting in the queue, because Lord knows you need to compile all of the hate crime speech cases that you have. And their solution is the Courts and Tribunals Bill. Efficiency, they'll claim. I love efficiency. It might be my favorite word in the English language. The only problem, their version of efficiency involves trashing your right to a jury for any crime with a sentence under 3 years. So, instead of 12 of your peers looking at you and saying, yeah, maybe he's a little bit of a moudmouth, but he's no criminal, you get a single government-appointed magistrate. A magistrate whose paycheck, whose prestige, and whose pension are signed by the very party whose ideology you just undermined as the defendant. It's a brilliant system. If you're a would-be autocrat like Kier Starmer is, you create the crime, adjusting it for speech, you remove the defense, the jury, and you appoint the executioner. Well done, Labor Party. You know what this all reminds me of? Something Vaclav Havel, the great Czech dissident who became prime minister of the nation, wrote when he was watching the Soviet Union swallow his country whole. He said, individuals need not believe all these mystifications, but they must behave as though they did. They must live within a lie. It is enough for them to have accepted their life with it and in it. For by this very fact, individuals confirm the system, fulfill the system, make the system, and are the system. This is exactly what Kier Starmer is demanding of the British people. He's not asking you to believe that mass importation is enrichment. He's just demanding that you behave as if it is. He wants you to tolerate the lie in silence, because The moment you speak, the moment that you dare mention the victims of the grooming gangs, you aren't just a hater, you're a glitch in the machine that must be deleted. Welcome to Orwell's official 1984. Big Brother's not watching. You're just not allowed to mention what he's ignoring. Well, F you, Kier. F the Labor Party and the Greens. You are destroying the cradle of liberalism and calling it progress. If this continues, the only uprising left will be at the ballot box. Rupert Lowe and the Restore Britain Party are crowdfunded and ready to actually look at the facts that Labour wants to bury in a shallow grave the same way that they attempted to delete the database of the grooming gang members. So Brits, my English friends, speak out whilst you still can. Vote with your feet, with your ballot, or your wallet. And if the muzzle tightens further, remembers, muzzles chafe, and history doesn't forgive those who stayed silent.